Hi friend, it is Pat Sloan here on August 12th for our daily chat. All right, we've got a tool talk today, which definitely has to do with something I'm using because of the wrist recovery from broken wrists. We have my Summer Dreams project. I'm going to talk then a little bit about answer a couple questions and this. I'll give you an update on my wrists. Okay, so tool talk. Because I'm having to try to figure out a way to work meaning sew. Work sounds like fancier, like I have to work. No, I need to sew. It's really hard to lift anything. It's very hard. Everything starts to ache. I can't lift very much at all, like under a pound is all I'm really allowed to lift right now because I don't want to mess anything up that's already been done. So I've been trying to figure out ways to make all of this magic happen. So tool talk is I've been playing around with the thread cutters. These are wonderful. One of the nice things about having the thread cutter is this is super light, super light. Plus I don't have any motion, like I don't have to open and close, which means it's less times I'm opening and closing. I can just pick this up and I'm going to show you what I do. So first, well, wait, before that, the other thing is I've been using the roller because that's very helpful here at the machine, so I don't have to get up and down and up and down. I can do a little bit. Everything is very slow. It takes me a long time. So first of all, with the roller, I can do my 9 patches. So that is for the border of the Little Wishes, the scrap quilt. That's like my project of the month. And I know a lot of you are doing that too. So I'm doing the roller rather. And let's see, we'll come in here a little bit closer. So that's been working really great to press. I mean, I could also finger press, but I like using the roller. Now the other thing is, instead of using scissors, I've gone ahead and gotten the thread cutter out, and I can either take it, I have like a little piece that I start and stop with, just so I can't really grab the threads very well sometimes, so it's easier to let it just sort of start running on here, even though I have an automatic thread cutter on the Solaris, and I just still like to have that because it's too frustrating if the thread does get, mangled up somehow. But what's nice is I can just come and do this, cut the thread. If you do not have a thread cutter, link is below. You really should own one. They're just awesome. This one's super stable. It's got this nice triangle shape with a wide base, so it doesn't, roll over or anything. So this is perfect, and I've been keeping it right here. So it's my sewing machine. Whoops. So you can see I've been keeping it right here at the sewing machine. And so that's been very helpful to have those 2 items as my sewing companions this week. So probably for the next few weeks. But it's been working really well to have that. It's reduced some of the strain on the muscles and everything. So if you are having some hand problems, you might want to try that too. You might want to try getting out your little thread cutter. If you don't have one, get one because they are a lifesaver. It reduces that repetitive motion, which a lot of us have to be really worried about. Okay, let's talk about the Summer Dreams. The sew along it's been actually a tour of from my friends. You visited Christopher, you visited Bev, you visited Amy, you visited Aliso Irons, where Michelle did this amazing project with yo-yos and pom-poms and sort of bohemian that hangs outside. Somebody made one in the Facebook group for Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. She already shared it today, or yesterday rather, so it was so cool to see. So today is my day, and I'm very lucky that I'd already drawn the pattern out before I fell and broke my wrist. So my friend Stevie made the top for me, and it is called Pick a Posy. So here we go. It's not top, it's actually table runner. So I love my table runners. Ta-da, ta-da. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I have to show you. Let me get up close. Stevie offered to quilt it for me, so she did this really nice wave, and I think the wave looks like it's sort of just very organic, and I like it because it looks like the wind blowing. So this is the time of year where my garden in August gardens look like crap. So instead I'll have a garden inside, right? So you can download this at my website, and And this whole thing is being sponsored and put on by the Aliso Iron Company. They asked us to do this for the Summer Dreams, and they're going to give away, and they have been giving away, little mini irons. So I am going to bring the mini irons. Is more than a pound, so I can't lift it. Greg had to bring it up here. So there it is. So this is the mini iron. I can kind of tilt it up here on its end. So it sits like this. It doesn't have feet like the big irons, but it comes with this pad, which is a silicone pad, so you can store it, and hang it, or you can just flip it over and set it on this while you're working. Which is super cool. So at my website today, you can go and leave me a comment, and somebody will be the owner of one of these darling little irons. So I'm excited for you. I am the last day on the Summer Dreams tour, so I want to thank Aliso for really putting on a fun event and having all of us. I enjoy working with my friends so much. Seeing their creativity each week has been phenomenal. It's been really, really good. So that's the project. Now, I have been sewing some. I have another 9 patch done, and then you saw the one I'm, working on. So this is my speed. I still have 2 stars to make. Yeah, so I have 2 stars to make. I did sew the whole top row. So the red stripe, the red polka dot is between each one up there. So that is all set. So I am pretty excited about that. I got out a bin for the 9 patches. So what I'm thinking about, there you can see it over here. And then I have the bin of the lights right here. So there we go. These are what I'm going to do on the outside. So I'm thinking red, blue, and then, pop in a couple of other ones. And then I don't know whether I want sashing between each one. It's like a lot of math, or just put them all together, because I think it fits mathematically if I just put them all together. If not, I could just make one more row of, 2.5-inch squares. That'll be really easy. I could do 2, which is the same as a star, and then a sashing, which would match the red, like a white sashing to separate them. Anyway, I don't know. I'll see when I get there, but I'm just going to I still have to make a bunch of 9 patches go around all the outside, which will keep me busy and being able to sew here this month. That's my goal. It's not easy to not be able to sew. It seems like, oh, well, you just go do something else. Well, I can't do anything. So I might as well figure out something. I may as well figure out how to sew a little bit, which is something I like doing. I still want to try the cross stitch. This one that's out right now to celebrate World Cross Stitch Day, I think is so cute. And I still want to get this out. If I put the background fabric in the frame, then I think I can just stab stitch, because all I'm doing is pushing a needle with the thread, and I have a needle threader, so I can get the thread into the needle. It's just whether I have the dexterity to hold the needle. That's tiny, and I might be able to do a couple stitches, and then it might get too achy. I don't know. All right, so I had my occupational therapy this week, and my therapist, Erin, is very excited about my hands. No cast on this one. I have to wear the compression gloves. I still have 2 weeks before I can do any new strengthening exercises. So I have very little strength. I mean, to pick up the fork is about it, toothbrush, my little lightweight curling iron, which a couple people have said my hair looked nice, and you're just so kind. You call it COVID hair, and it's like, oh, it doesn't look nice. But I found that my little lightweight curling iron, if I just am very patient, which is not my strong point, but if I'm very patient, I can take a few of them and sort of curl them, and made it so it didn't look like a rat's nest. Basically, I felt like my hair looked like a rat's nest. I did trim my bangs because I can hold those little, remember these little scissors, and the little snips I have. These are very lightweight, and they're short, so they're not, so I was able to trim my bangs a little bit. But I still have 2 more weeks of just continuing the therapy. And of course, this one's just starting the therapy because it's been locked in a cast for 6 weeks. So that's a very, very long time. And this one had, was more messed up. So it's just taking longer anyway. Yay. But it's my left hand, so at least it's not my dominant hand, but neither of them can do anything too difficult. After another 2 weeks, then I get some strengthening exercises. So for me, like, this is something I never knew. And if you've never broken your wrists, or maybe an ankle or a leg or something where you might be very similar, I mean, there are all of these exercises that have to come afterwards to build up all the strength in the muscles, plus break down all the scar tissue, which is something I have to do personally. I have to push and massage all up and down my scars and other places, because that is restricting all of the muscles in there, the scar tissue. So you have to massage it away, basically break it up, which is pretty common, but you have to do it yourself. So you can't go in 3 times a day and have somebody else do it. You can stick my arm out and have somebody else do it 3 times a day. No, I have to do it myself. So so it just still takes, it's going to take even longer than, each session I do is about an hour, maybe a little bit longer now that I have, another hand to work on. So it's a lot of my day. It's like my full-time job. But it won't be forever. It'll be for, several more weeks. Could be by the end of the year. This is how I'm thinking of it, because if it's sooner, I will be ecstatic. But by the end of the year, I should be functioning quite well. So that's a long time. It's quite a few months away. And so you'll still see me in these, and you still won't see me doing a lot of the things that I normally do, because I can't. But I will someday. It'll get there. Okay, my friend. Tool talk. That is today, tools that help us when we are having trouble with things. If you happen to have a suggestion of a fabulous tool, I would love to hear it. Love it. I would love it, especially if you have a tool that'll help with people who have arthritis, people have problems with their wrists, their fingers. These are things that all of us have to deal with, and I'd like to know what they are. Okay. Links down below for what I talked about, and go download and enter for the iron. Okay, folks, I love you. Mwah. See you online.